John, how does the weather today, the frost and the ice affect your plans today?
It should be okay by the time we start training. Actually, good weather to be training in. Yeah, better than the wind and the rain. Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'd imagine your players want to get out there, don't they, given the form that they're in, and they're just winning and they're enjoying it.
Yeah, this is obviously a good mood in the camp, and yeah, as you say, they're enjoying coming in and enjoying each other's company. It's nice to come in each morning at the moment.
Does that make your job easier when you're out there? I know it's a cold day, but out on the training ground and seeing the players enjoying themselves, is it easier to manage when you're winning than it is when you're losing?
Yeah, far easier, it makes it enjoyable to come in. No, it's as we all know, it's all about winning football, and if you're winning, everything's great. When you're not, it's the complete opposite.
You're only 2 points out the playoffs. We talked about that at the weekend, and the top of the table as well. You're not that far away from that. I guess that is your motivation. People have been talking about expectation levels, and there aren't any at Port Vale. I guess there still aren't, but do you raise your own expectations as a manager?
I think from myself and the players, you're just trying to win every game, and that's the mentality we've had from the start, and see where it takes us. Obviously, any competition that you enter, then you want to win. There's no reason why you can't. You need a little bit of luck, especially with injuries and one or two decisions. But no, when you've got confidence and everybody's fit, then there's no reason, we can't win games.
You've played 22 players over the last 7 days in first team fixtures. What's the reaction been to that from perhaps those that would have played in the Football League Trophy that maybe didn't get an opportunity at the weekend? Are you seeing a healthy competition, if you like, the right response, the right attitude from players?
Yeah, because I think they know that if they do get a chance and they do well, then they'll stay in the team, especially if the team's winning. The trophy games obviously are different. That it enables them to get games, the ones who've not been playing. No, it's worked out well at the moment. But any player who's not playing and who are fit, then they're not going to be happy. But I think they realise that when the team's winning, then there's very little I can do.
Is that the hardest part when you've got all the players that are wanting to play and you can only play 11? Is that the hardest part at the moment?
Yeah, but it's harder when you've got a team that's swapping and changing and not getting results. That's the hardest part. But no, it's quite easy really. You're used to managing players who are not playing through. It's not through them playing poorly or anything. It's just that the team at the moment has been doing well. So it's a nice position to be in.
We're getting closer to December now, and then we'll be into January, and people will start thinking about the transfer window. Is that something that's on your mind? Yeah, have you thought about it?
Yeah, we're always looking. We keep an eye open what players are about, because you always want to improve, and you need a good squad if you want to achieve something. So if there's anybody who we feel can improve us, then obviously we'll be looking to try and do something.
Yeah, you're giving yourself a good chance of trying to bring someone in with the money that's coming through the cup competitions, and I'm sure that's something that perhaps the owners here didn't budget for. So you'd be hoping maybe they'll be thinking quite kindly when it comes to the new year.
Yeah, and you got to be sensible as well, and you don't want too big a squad either. So it might be a case of trying to get one or two out on loan to enable us to bring other people in. So you're just trying to balance the books and be sensible as well. So yeah, there might be a little bit of money available, but there's other ways to do it as well.
Some of those fringe players are playing in the reserves at West Bromwich Albion today. Is that, I suppose, their motivation still that you keep performing in the reserves? They're not forgotten about?
No, because you only need an injury or a suspension, and then they'll be in. And they've got to make sure they're ready when the chance does come along. And at the moment, they're coming into a team that's winning, so it's a nice. It's better to be coming into a team that's winning than one that's losing every week.
we see you and Dave Kevin in the technical area match days, but Danny Pugh does a lot of work as well. He's taking the reserves today. How important is he to your managerial team, and maybe the advice and information that he gives you on how players are playing?
Yeah, Danny's vital. He's that link between the players and ourselves. Danny only just finishing, obviously vast experience at all levels, and no, he's I was really pleased when he came on board with us, and he does a really good job for us, and players like him, and obviously he's got great experience of playing, and sometimes as you get older you lose that feeling that you had when you played, but Danny's still got that, so it's a good staff member to have.
Yeah, so he's a good link between sort of you and the players, is he? Is that how it works?
Yeah, because obviously things have changed since I played, so and Danny obviously has a better feeling for how players are. I think people in general have changed, from when I played. People are treated different, so no, it's good to have that link.
Treated different, better, I guess.
Better in some ways, but everything changes, doesn't it? Whether it's for the good or the bad. But yeah, things that you do now, you wouldn't have done years ago. So I think yes, for the better. But yeah, so Danny is that link.
You've got a busy week ahead of Scunthorpe. Maybe a false position, do you think, perhaps, where they are in the table?
Yeah, I think obviously they were expected to be up at the top. If you look at the players that they've got and the money that they've spent, then they should be. The results have picked up of late, and I'm sure they won't be in the bottom half come the end of the season. But obviously our players go into the game confident, and we know if we can start brightly, then their supporters, I would imagine, after 10-15 minutes are going to start getting on the backs if we're playing well.
That's it, as you say, they've picked up a couple of good results. I think at home as well they've got a good record. I think they lost since the end of August at home, but it's about how you start, isn't it, as you say there, and about keeping this momentum that you've got going. It
is, and from managing teams that it can quickly change. We're doing well at the moment, but if you suddenly lose one or two, then it can go the other way. So we're guarded against that, and hopefully the players know that every game is vital, and until we get to where we want to be, then they've got to keep working really hard.
And in terms of fitness and injuries, how is everybody? I know David Worrell, you were talking about Saturday with the hip injury. Have you had time to assess him? He's
training. He didn't train yesterday, but he's training today. So we'll be sensible, obviously, with David. But if it is that he isn't fit, then obviously we've got people who can come in now. But everybody else is fit, other than obviously Cooksey and Manny.
He's been terrific, hasn't he, David Worrell? A lot of people would say maybe the first name on the team sheet, given the way he plays and the intensity that he plays at.
Yeah, and with him now coming up with the odd goal, he's every game you know what you're going to get. Even if he's not playing at his best, he's still going to stop the opposition from playing. He's still going to cause problems. So his work ethic is fantastic. How would you describe him in terms of a leader? Excuse me. Is he someone who leads like a captain, or is he someone who leads by example, or is he both? It's by example. He's not the most vocal on the park. Probably because he can't breathe half the time because of the amount of running he's done. But as I say, he leads by example, and what he does, his intelligence in closing people down gets the rest of the team doing. So he sometimes, very often, triggers us to go and close the opposition down. Have you got enough of those, do you think? Have you got the right balance of, because some teams will have leaders, maybe like captains, like a Leon Legg type material, and then you've got like a David Worrell lead by example. Have you got the right balance, or would you want more of one or the other? At the moment we have, because as I say, we've been winning. So I think football's different than other sports. In other sports, then you need those sort of people on the pitch who are going to lead. We're talking and what have you. Most of the time in football, as I say, if you're working hard, then you haven't got time to although you still need certain periods of the game where maybe you need the team to dig in, and there's one or two players in the team who know, certain triggers that when we need to just concentrate on stopping the opposition. But overall, I think, through the spine of the team, with Scott Brown and Leggy, Joycey, we've got that Tom when he comes on. So yeah, we've got more than enough people, to lead the team, but it's part of my job as well.